Embiid. How about last night? 70 points, breaks Wilt Chamberlain's 76ers record. Embiid set the mark in the 133-123 win over the Spurs. He also had 18 rebounds, 5 assists. He's the first player in NBA history with 70 points, 15 rebounds, and 5 assists in a game. Embiid, do you know how major this is?
Wilt ever did this?
No, sir. Just you and MJ. How crazy is that?
I don't believe that. Although, it's nice. Obviously, you got, some of the best basketball players to, ever play basketball. So, to be in that class, it's great. But like I said, it doesn't really mean anything until, you win the whole thing. So that's what I'm working towards. And, whether that happens or not, I'm going to try it until I can't anymore.
I don't know if you saw Joel Embiid score 70. Cat had 60.
70?
Yeah. Joel had 70 today.
58 through 3.
Yeah, 70.
Yeah. So what did nights like tonight mean in the NBA?
My goodness. Perk, what message did Embiid send to the rest of the NBA?
Oh, Molly, a clear message. Look, the man is averaging 30, a nickel, and a penny right now. 36. That's what he's averaging right now. And when you think about Joel Embiid, listen, he may not catch you through the washer, but he damn sure gonna catch you when you coming through the rinser. And he's gonna hang you out to dry. And the thing about it is he is the best scorer in today's game. When it comes down to mastering the offensive end, he has done just that. It's nothing that this man can't do. You want the block work, he gonna give it to you in the Hakeem Olajuwon style. You want the face-up, pull-up middies off of one leg, he gonna give it to you Kevin Durant style. You want the hezzy pull-up three, he gonna give it to you again KD style. And then if on top of that, when his offense is not going and shots are not falling, he's gonna do what the great Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan do, and let's get to the free throw line. So yes, I understand we look at today's game and we see Kevin Durant, we see Jason Tatum, we see Donovan Mitchell, we see Devin Booker, we see all these elite scorers, Steph Curry, and etc. But when it comes down to getting a bucket, he is the best scorer in today's game and one of the most offensive players, one of the most gifted offensive players to ever touch the damn basketball. And I'm not just talking about the center position.
You're absolutely right. No disagreement here from you in that regard. He is the best scorer in the game right now. He's absolutely unstoppable. To be a big man, I don't know what the hell Greg Popovich was thinking. I surmise that what he was thinking is maybe let me put Wembanyama on this brother and let him learn the ropes the hard way or whatever. Because I mean that's like me sticking guarding you in the post, Big Perk, or me trying to be up against Shannon on a damn football field. I don't know what the hell Greg Popovich was thinking, putting that man against Embiid. But I will tell you this. We're talking about Embiid right now, 30 points or more in 21 consecutive games. And yet the Philadelphia 76ers, winners of 6 straight, are still 4 games out of first place. So what this says to me, when the message that Embiid send to the rest of the NBA, this brother is phenomenal, arguably the best big man in the game. Obviously, Jokic always warrants our consideration, but the message he sent is that he's going for the championship. He's not trying to mess around. He already got the league MVP. I think that's the message he's trying to send. My point is, Shannon, that's the message he needs to send, because how he's playing is what's going to be required in order for him to pull this off as the Sixers are presently constructed. That's the message that I received from him. He knows this is what it's going to take, and he's willing to do it. So everybody beware, because he already got the chip. He ain't worried about no 65 games and, whether you qualify for the league MVP award. This brother is coming for the chip. He wants it bad. Let's see what he does come postseason time.
I agree with everything both of you guys said. Yes, he's sending a message. The question is Boston receiving it?
because that's what he's up against, Stephen. As you said, he's putting up these historic numbers, but they're still 4.5 games out of first place, and that's what they're going to have to get in front of, because we saw last night Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown became the first teammates to score 30 and not have any turnovers. The question is, in Embiid, the message, hell, he's been slapping hell out of people all year long. I don't need somebody to slap me upside my face and say, hey, man, do you like me? No, you already hit me side my head. I know you don't like me. He's dropping 36 on damn near everybody. Stephen A., you mentioned 21 straight games. He scored at least 30. So the message has been resonating around the league. He doesn't need to send any more message. But like he said, at the end of the day, it's going to come down. Can he win a championship? What he's done is what James Harden did a couple of years ago. You remember when James Harden had the historic season? He found a way that even if his shot, he couldn't shoot 50% from the floor, he was going to get to the free throw line 24, 25 times a night, and he was going to make 21, 22 of them. For Joel Embiid to get that many points, think about it. He's only the third 7-footer to ever score 70 or more. Obviously, Wilt's done it 5 times with at least 70. David Robinson had that 71 point, and not Joel Embiid. And he did it on he only shot 2 threes. Man, look here. What he did last night, and I agree with you, Stephen A. I don't know what Pop was thinking. I guess I'd have felt the same way my rookie year if they said, look here, you got to block LT the entire game, and you got to do it by yourself. Really? That's what you want. That's what you want me to do? Go up against LT? You ask Wembanyama, who weighs $125. He can look through a keyhole with both eyes to do something with Wilt Chamberlain, Joel Embiid.
The only thing that has stopped Joel Embiid come postseason is his health and conditioning. But I'm gonna say this right now, okay? I understand the Boston Celtics are rolling, and there are a lot of people favorites. Hell, they're my favorite to win the Eastern Conference. But that gap is not a large gap when it comes down to the Celtics and the Philadelphia 76ers, and you could throw in the Milwaukee Bucks and even the New York Knicks, in my opinion. But when I look at this 76er team, I'm looking at a team that's playing, that got the confidence, that think that they're going to win it. Right? Daryl Morey has done an excellent job of filling in the blanks and putting the necessary pieces around Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey. When you look at a guy like Nicholas Batum, I'm telling you right now, he's one of the most underrated role players in the game today. He provides everything that you need in a role player. When you look at Patrick Beverley, that brother's been balling, coming in off the bench, providing leadership, providing that tenacity, providing that positive energy, providing that accountability, being an extension of Nick Nurse. You got Tobias Harris balling out of control.
Yeah.
And I believe right now the record with the 76ers and Celtics are 1-1. They're 1-1 this season. And the last game that they played went down to the wire. I'm telling you this, look, that gap is not far. And if Joel Embiid could stay healthy, that's the big question. If he could stay healthy, make no mistake about it, this 76er team could beat the Boston Celtics in a 7-game series, because he has the capability of being the best player in any series against anybody in any given night.
That's fine. His health is one element, but also he's got to have health. He's got to have health and help. And that help, to me, has to come from a Tobias Harris. I'm counting on Maxey to be Maxey. I'm counting on the other supplementary parts to fill their roles. But it comes down to Tobias Harris. You got to have a third option.
Yes.
Brother's averaging 17 a game. He can play. You have to show up in the postseason, period.
Yes, because Boston going to kill you with depth. That's Boston. That's Boston strength is depth. Tatum, Brown, Porzingis, Derek White, Holiday, and when they get to the bench. So that's the question.
Kevin Durant has his second straight game of 40-plus points as the Suns come back to beat the Bulls 115-113 at home last night. Put some respect on KD's name. In an exclusive interview with The Republic, Kevin Durant had this to say when asked why he hasn't been included in the conversation about NBA GOATs. Because I went to the Warriors. Why? Shouldn't I be in that? That's the question you should ask. Why not? What haven't I done? Shannon, I'll start with you here. Are Durant's comments fair or foul?
Look, I understand that he has this high opinion. You can be one of the greatest, but not in the conversation for the greatest. Yes, he's one of the all-time great players in the NBA. You won't find anybody to debate that. But when you talk about the LeBrons, the Jordans, the Kareems, the Tim Duncans, the Magic, so he said, well, y'all hold Golden State against me. Do you understand? Had you not gone to Golden State, we would have been talking about you, and no disrespect to the guys I'm about to mention, Charles Barkley and Karl Malone, guys that won MVP. Karl Malone won 2, Barkley won 1, and had no titles. People just say anything and just expect it to fly because they're a great basketball player. KD's not in discussion. He's never been in the discussion for the GOAT. You can be one of the greats, but the greatest? Do you understand? You can have not win any titles, Stephen A. Perk, and be a great. But when you say EST, for me, you got to have at least 3 regular season MVPs for I even have a discussion about you being the GOAT. That's at least 3. That's the floor for me. If you ain't got 3 regular season MVPs, what we talking about?
Well, let me get more specific with it. Let me answer that question for Kevin Durant. What haven't you done? You haven't won a championship without Steph Curry and Klay Thompson. What haven't you done? You didn't lead Oklahoma City to a title when Russell Westbrook was your teammate. When Russell Westbrook and James Harden and Serge Ibaka and Reggie Jackson were your teammates before that when you went up against Miami more than a decade ago. What haven't you done?
And Perk.
You didn't win a championship. Yeah. What haven't you done? You didn't win a championship when you were in Brooklyn, although that clearly wasn't his fault because if Kyrie Irving hadn't twisted his ankle, I believe that Kevin Durant and the Brooklyn Nets would have won the chip because Kevin Durant, like I had said, he was going to drop 50 in that Game 5, and he dropped 49 because he missed the last free throw, and he nearly carried them on their back, but they lost to Milwaukee in Game 7 because Harden was hampered but tried to play, and Kyrie couldn't play. But those are the things that you haven't done. Here's what else you didn't do. You didn't lead when they needed you to lead. See, the reason I bring stuff like that up, I not only respect Kevin Durant, I revere him. He's a good brother. He's a sensational superstar basketball player. He's a surefire future first ballot Hall of Famer without question. He is one of the greatest players we have ever seen. But when we talk about the greatest, we bring leadership into the equation. If you're going to depart from a Steph Curry after swearing that you went there because you wanted to play a better brand of basketball, basically throwing Russell Westbrook under the bus, if you're going to go to Golden State for that reason, then you should have stayed. And if you're going to leave to have your own thing in Brooklyn with Kyrie Irving, then you got to make sure to keep everything in line so there's no distractions from you winning the chip. But that didn't appear to be the priority. You wanted to play basketball and play it at an elite level. But that didn't seem to be the priority over winning a chip at all cost. That is the reason why you're not mentioned as in the GOAT conversation, despite the obvious greatness that we see from you on a night-in, night-out basis, Kevin Durant. That is the answer to his question.
And to go a lot further, first of all, Kevin Durant is not even ranked higher than Steph Curry when it comes to all-time greats, in my opinion. Second of all, your accolades and your resume got to be long. Kevin Durant's resume is longer than the holiday weekend. But damn it, that's not long enough. When you talk about Jordan and you talk about Braun, you talk about Kareem, you even talk about Magic, they resume longer than the spring break. You know what I mean? Spring break. You got to go past that. And I'm with Shannon on this. You got to have multiple MVPs, regular season MVPs, to even think about entering that discussion. Think about this for a second. LeBron James didn't enter the GOAT conversation until he went back to Cleveland and won a championship. Right? He had to go lead Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, J.R. Smith, and Iman Shumpert in order to enter that conversation. And then it really started to be a debate. Kevin Durant in my eyes, is the greatest scorer to ever touch the damn basketball. When it's all said and done, he will reach 30,000 career points. He will probably be in that top 5 list if the health let him. But to think that he's in that GOAT conversation, he must have been full of that weed, full of that loud pack that day. He had to be full of the loud.
Okay, Disney.
Okay.
Okay, here we go again. The two of you. Perk,
We'll
Perk,
veer away from
you're not
that part of
helping
the conversation.
situation. No one's helping the situation. All right.